time for a cooking app for users suffering from chronic pain. So here on the homepage, you can see I've tried to keep the tone of voice very positive to encourage users throughout their cooking journey. So this is just the home screen with the recipes there. There's no filters applied yet, so I'm going to select the filter, which will bring the users to this page where they can select filters appropriate to their needs and abilities. So for this one now, we'll go vegetarian, low sodium, and low lifting. They can then save the filter, so they'll be saved on the home screen for next time they use the app. So if we go down, we can see different things, different recipes. So if we select this one, the peri peri tray bake, we'll be brought to the recipe page where the user can see all of the filters that are on the recipe, and the orange ones indicate dietary and then the blue indicates physical. So here they can then see the ingredients, method and equipment. So I also wanted to include alternatives for certain ingredients that would ease the preparation process for users. So for example, if we go to, let's say, this one here, instead of the juice of one lemon, the user is suggested to use bottled lemon juice for less chopping. And there's different ones of them, but so once the users found a recipe that they're happy with, they can then go to the step-by-step method mode, which will bring them to this page where they can easily see each step of the method. I try to keep this as uncluttered as possible to help reduce mental fatigue that users might experience. So they can have the recipe read out loud, which would again hope to reduce mental fatigue. And they can also set timers, as it was important that users of this app were able to incorporate breaks into the cooking process. So here they'd be able to set timers. So for example, we'll just name this one break and set the time. However, if you were cooking multiple things, you could name that wherever you want, or you wouldn't have to name it if you didn't need to. And ideally the timer would then pop up there. However, I didn't have time to change that, so we'll just have to imagine it's up there. The user is also able to go to widescreen mode by either flipping their phone or clicking this button. So this will automatically increase the font size and the icon size to help for users that may have visual impairments or just prefer having the screen a little bit wider. So they can go through it like that. They can go back to the long screen, then switch in between them. I also included some tips that the user can use. So these would be tips that would give suggestions about ways to ease the accessibility and the cooking process again. So for this one, it suggests turning screen auto lock off to reduce the amount of times that the user would need to unlock their phone. So if we just go through this like this, let's say like that, the app will also automatically suggest setting timers again to make the process easier, to reduce mental fatigue and reduce the time that the user has to spend concentrating on doing things like setting their own timers. So tray bake in the oven, would you like to set a timer? Yes, start the timer. So once the recipe is complete, they can actually rate their recipe based on their mood, stress and pain and fatigue of the recipe. This will then be logged into their own mood diary, which will show feedback on their own experience with certain recipes. So this was kind of to help encourage self-monitoring, which goes hand in hand with the pain, fear avoidance beliefs. So the user will be able to see here their mood when they cook certain things. Also, they can see their pain levels when they cook certain things as well. And I also wanted to include feedback for the user. So this was to encourage adjusting their goals based on the feedback of what would help with fear avoidance beliefs. So the ability to adjust and have achievable goals. So your mood seems lower after recipes that involve heavy lifting. So we might suggest changing to a lower lifting filter. And I kept the format of these the same to make sure that there was no stigma between ones that would be encouraging you to lower your abilities and ones that would encourage you to increase your abilities, so that users wouldn't feel stigmatized if they were suggested to put them lower. However, based on the feedback, there's a lot of work to do with the UI. And for example, with this one down here, you're excelling in recipes that involve low chopping and feel no fatigue. Consider increasing. So just encouraging the user to increase their goals. And down here you can see the recipe history, which again should really go into my account. Again, that was a slip up with the UI and I didn't have time to change it. But that is my recipe app, and thank you for watching my video.